At the moment, all petrol is blended with 5% ethanol, but increasing this to 10% could cut carbon and boost jobs and farming. And I'm joined now by the Labour MP, Nic Dakin, who chairs the all-party group on bioethanol. He joins us now from our Westminster studios. Very good morning to you, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us about this. Obviously, the mass adoption of all electric vehicles is some time away yet, so you would see this as a useful stepping stone to actually becoming more environmentally friendly, cutting those carbon emissions.
Absolutely. This is a no-brainer. This is something that can be done today and make an immediate impact on carbon emissions, taking the equivalent of 700,000 cars off the road and also improving our air quality. So, you know, government ought to get on with it. The government completed a consultation on this in September and it still has not yet reported. So I don't see what the problem is.
Why isn't the UK doing this? Because other countries are, aren't they? Germany, France, Finland, others.
Absolutely, and we've got a British bioethanol industry worth £1 billion to the economy. We are likely to lose that if this introduction doesn't take place by 2020. Not only will this take cars off the road, but it produces a byproduct of animal feed, which means that's used for animals in the UK rather than bringing in soya-based animal food stock from South America. So it also reduces the carbon footprint there. And the real danger is if this is not introduced now, we'll lose this industry, this high-skill, high-science industry from the UK, and we'll end up importing bioethanol from outside the UK, again increasing our carbon footprint. It's a no-brainer. The government needs to get on with it.
If British producers are, growing crops necessary to produce this biofuel, why move to a position where actually the UK would have to import it from abroad? But bringing me back to that question I asked you a second ago, why then hasn't the government moved to actually ensure that we go from 5% ethanol to 10% ethanol?
I really don't know. I mean, that's a question for the government. We've met a succession of transport ministers. One of the problems is that the transport ministers change on a few months basis. And each time they say, yes, we need to do this, and each time they find a reason for delaying it. They just need to get on with it. With the concern rising about the carbon, the greenhouse gases and carbon footprint, which we see in Extinction Rebellion and other movements across the UK. This is an easy win for the government. So I do hope the new government, when it comes in next week, will make this one of its first priorities to do this, make an immediate positive effect to the environment in the UK and across the world, but also back our farmers, back our bioethanol industry, and set this on a course for a positive win for the UK.
In fact, your committee is calling on the Department of Transport to hold an emergency summit on this before the summer recess. Have you been given any indication that that is going to happen?
No, we haven't. To be fair to the current Transport Minister, he has written back and said he's willing to meet with the committee. But as I say, we've had many meetings, and these meetings are not... The time for meetings is over. It's the time for action. We need action on climate change. Introducing E10, as many other countries have done, would immediately take 700,000 cars off the road in terms of emissions, improve our air quality, support our farmers, support the high-tech £1 billion British bioethanol industry. It's a no-brainer. They just need to get on with it. And thank you for covering this today, because it's something which we need to put pressure on the government to do so that it moves this thing forward.
And thank you for coming along to talk to us, Nic Dakin MP, who chairs that all-party group on bioethanol. Thank you.
Thank you very much.